Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again for the second season of SSL Challenge. My name is Reed Rapid Melton. With me is Brendan Valdez, and it's good to be back again. Feels all warm and fuzzy inside, or maybe that's just the mold.
Yeah, that could be part of it, Reed. We're on stage now, guys. The set has been moved about 10 meters, so it's a totally new feel here for Season 3. I'm wearing shorts. We got short sleeve shirts. I thought we were going to have a desk today. I thought it was going to be a big secret, and you guys wouldn't know that I have shorts, but now I get to show you my fuzzy legs. But it's going to be a fun day. We got some new players. We got a new setup. And some new surprises as well, which you guys will find out at the end of some of these games.
The more things change, Brendan, the more things stay the same. We still look like we're wearing our ties on the outside of our collars.
You especially. They're targeting you every single day.
So I asked
mine is a different color.
I asked
mine is
specifically for a new shirt this season. And you know what they did? They got me a new shirt. But it's still the same thing. They even got me a new tie, and it's just like, well, we just really have to match that same color so everybody thinks he just ties it on the outside for once. But
it's the trend, obviously. I mean,
it's the
exact same pattern.
Well, I think we
not
can
even
all
like
agree
a mistake.
that my tie is nowhere near as cool as our brand new host of Korean commercials that play on each and every break. So looking forward to seeing what memes you guys can come up with for that. And you can do so by posting them in our new Twitch chat. And so for everyone watching us on Twitch TV now, I want to welcome you to a brand new season. It's a new time for SSL Challenge. Good time to be alive.
Yeah, this is the summer season, if you will. Season 2 of SSL Challenge. New players coming in. New setup, as I mentioned. New commercials.
So we've got new players coming in from like two directions right now.
Yeah.
We've got the regular SSL Challenge players like Byun, who tried to get out, but we just kept pulling him back in. But we've got three players that sort of came down from Premier. SOS, Zest, and Patience. There we go. I was like, wait, that Protoss guy who's not any of the other Protoss players that got out of the group.
3 Protosses down from Premier. Coincidence? I think not.
Well, we also have, So I don't know. It's just a little bit of a rough time right now. Also, we had a lot of cool players sign up for the qualifiers, and a guy named Impact made it in this season. I'm really excited for that for a couple of reasons, because he gets to spend his entire season right now trying to win back the honor that he lost trying to go through the GSL qualifiers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he helped a good friend of mine, Jake Umpleby, make it into GSL. So now he's got to enter SSL as a means of winning back honor and fame and fortune and all those things that everyone else will be trying to take away from him. So lots of cool players. This is SSL Challenge. So if you're new and this is the first time you're watching it, whether it's because it's just on Twitch or you're new to the SSL, we'll break things down a little bit for you, and we have some slides coming up so we can explain everything in a little bit more detail. But basically, this is sort of the lower broadcast. We've got SSL Premier, where all of the top-tier qualified players play. And then SSL Challenge is it's a tournament in and of itself, but it also feeds into SSL Premier. And because this is SSL Challenge, things are a little bit more relaxed. We let Brendan wear shorts sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. That just worked out that way today, guys. I don't know.
I thought we were going to have a table, man. I don't know.
So did I.
It's like, I just decided not to wear shoes today.
We do have a table, but it's not big enough.
I don't know what we do with this table.
It's a table for ants, I suppose. It's there. It holds the monitors, but that's about it. And for you guys who are joining in, you're not really staying in tune with what we've been posting on Twitter as well. This is on SSL Series today, but the normal channel will be /SSL.
Right.
So, tune in for today on this channel. Whenever SSL is opened up, we'll let you guys know. We're in the process of getting that to be the normal channel, so we have to use this one for today.
Yeah, so it's going to be at twitch.tv/SSL Series, and then it'll also be on SSL or /SSL later on. You can also find it still on YouTube if you guys were one of those people that were hanging out with us there.
You can also find this guy. Giving you a cheeky wink.
Ooh, I can't even do that. If our producer
just showing up on the channel,
I maintain. I'm certain that our global producer has the ability to like zoom in on our faces so that we too can do that. Unfortunately,
probably
our
maybe not.
Our technology might just not be there tonight, guys. But if I can get a sultry looks into the camera, casting devious stares in your direction, I would. So let's go ahead and remind everybody about the what's on the line here? We start out in the first stage. That's where you can see first stage. And even though the rest of the text is in Korean, we'll tell you what it says basically every single day. There's going to be $300 on the line. Yeah, $200 to the winner, $100 to the loser. And we also have new maps coming in this season.
Odyssey, Ascension to Ire showing up. We also still have Abyssal Reef.
Man, I was really pulling
Nuclear
for
Precinct, Whirlwind, and Overgrowth still left over.
Really pulling for Deadwing, man. Just wanted to get that back. No, I'm just kidding. These are great maps. Really.
Plateau.
Oh no! Steps of War, man. That's where we gotta go.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Odyssey, Ascension to Ire. Really excited for these maps, especially Ascension to Ire. Seen a lot of diversity, a lot of build flexibility, a lot of flexibility, if you want to look at it that way. But the way that this works is we have 10 players, 2 groups of 5 players. We have 4 matches every day, or every day of SSL Challenge. So 2 players will get a chance to rest, and we'll alternate who those 2 players are as we go throughout the season. Yeah.
It's, you got to get the wins so that you go up in the matches. But today, the first day, the first round of the first stage, Match 1 is going to be SOS versus Bunny, then Zest versus Impact, then Patience versus Sue. By the way, another guy who's been doing pretty well consistently for many, many years in a row, and finally he's here in Challenge, the best league in all of Korea for StarCraft.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then Rogue versus Beyond.
So last season we had Gumiho, and then this season we have Sue. So it's like all the players that are just doing insanely well in these global or just Korean tournaments, and now they're here in SSL Challenge. So I'm like, I don't know. I think the challenge is keeping players here because they're just so good. They go on to win on a lot of other tournaments. So, I'm really looking forward to seeing Sue in this tournament. I feel like he is kind of going to do the hero run where you just play along with your other little opponents and then just bust them all and advance the Premier.
Beat everyone. You lose to Deer at the end.
I don't know, man. He looks pretty good right now. We also get to see Byun, who was like inches away from crawling across the line into Premier and just couldn't close it out.
It was really rough to watch him in Fastlane go down there in the final day 2 of Fastlane, in the final match, and he couldn't pull through for that best of 3 to make it through. I know a lot of people were unhappy, but again, you got to show up on the day. So now he's got to show up every 10 p.m. on Saturday. And do his,
I just wish he would bring his dog.
Do the deeds, right?
With him. I think Byun just moved, and so he now doesn't have to bring his dog to the studio. But he used to bring his dog to the studio.
He should still
bring the dog to the studio. Oh my God, that was like the highlight clip of last season. So if he does bring it down here, we'll see if we could do that. Also, because we are situated now on the stage, if he does bring the dog down here,
the dog just play with us.
Have the opportunity to
put it on my lap.
Bring the dog on stage. We also can kind of interview the players after the games if they agree to it. So our challenge today is going to be, because we're situated in a new place in the studio, even though it looks like we're right back in our room, back at home, we are on the actual stage in the SSL. So as the players walk across, you'll be able to see them walk in front of the camera. And so when they walk in front of the camera... We did that on
purpose, by the way.
Yeah, so this is done on purpose. So when they walk in front of the camera, we have to try to coerce them physically, verbally, or otherwise, to come up here on stage with us and give an awkward interview and plug their Twitch stream or other cool things like that. So
they can say whatever they want. They can actually answer questions. They could just be like, "Hey, my Twitch is this. Goodbye."
Yeah,
or
that's
they
what
could
I'm
just
expecting.
Wave and then walk off. Our challenge, as you said, is to try to get the Korean pro gamers to show some of their personality. So I think we have the hardest challenge of the night, Rapid.
To be fair,
I'm confident we can do it for at least one of these guys.
I certainly hope so. And to be fair, what makes the SSL Challenge so popular is not even just the English broadcast, but the Korean broadcasters are insanely popular, and they also get to interview our players sometimes. Probably not very frequently, but every once in a while they'll have that special guest. In fact, in that super weird meme video that they made at the end of last season about being sad, Kanata was
Hero, don't go!
You're
too good! Stay in the best league!
I don't know, man. That was a little bit weird, but they also were hugging the giant teddy bear that had the special guest tag on there.
They just didn't want challenge to leave, right? And as you were saying, they have sort of a cult following, right? Because when they casted Fastlane on that day, there was a whole group of fans there just to
for the
see the Korean casters. Not even for the players. It's like guys we had never even seen before.
Now, look, guys, we got to introduce our players. This guy has never won a game in his life. That's why he has zero. No. This is just for SSL Challenge this season. This is SOS. He's one of the winningest players in StarCraft. The $100,000 man. He's cashed in many, many times. And he's going to be our first player of the night. Of course, demoting down from Premier, he has a long path ahead of him to go. Will require many of those.
Probes. But not this guy. He's going to need something else. This is Bunny. And I believe he was in the first stage of Challenge last season.
He was.
And he didn't make it to the second stage, unfortunately.
Nope.
Definitely known for his drop ability and his multitasking. He's kind of like a mini TY, but not nearly as solid. But he's looking to get there.
Yeah, I don't know. Last season, Bunny was shaky. That's my new
shaky.
That's my new caster word that I use to describe.
His games were interesting, to say the least.
You got to put the emphasis on the first three letters there. Yeah. So for tonight, our maps will be Odyssey, Attention to Ire, Ascension to.
Pay attention
I'm
to
just
Ire,
really paying
please.
attention to Ire, guys. I don't know. And Abyssal Reef. That'll be our map order. So I'm excited that we get to see our two new maps in the map pool already, as well as one of my favorite maps, Abyssal Reef, there to close things out. If we make it to that place, I mean, a lot of people. I've been keeping my pulse on the finger, or my finger on the pulse of the community. I had it the other way around.
Whose finger are you putting your pulse on, Reed?
Okay, thank you. It's 10 p.m. at night here, guys. So
all right.
we're working our way through. So finger on the pulse of the community. I hear a lot of people saying that SOS is not that great anymore, and that Bunny has a chance to take him out here. Now, I don't know. Maybe these are just people. These are the people who, if you put enough people in a room, they'll eventually type the works of Shakespeare. Those are somehow they come out with these comments, and I'm just like, well, okay, SOS is just actually still so good, and even though he is a little bit fallen from grace as far as 2015, 2016, when he was just bopping everybody everywhere. He's not quite on that level just yet, but I think he's definitely good enough to maybe be a slight favorite over Bunny.
Everybody's expectations of him in the first season of Premier, everybody was like, oh, SOS, he's back. Of course he's in Premier. But then when he got wrecked by the players that maybe he's not on the same level as anymore, people are like, oh man, he's terrible now, but he's not actually terrible. It's just comparatively to some of those other Premier players, he has fallen a little bit. I think he will do quite well in Challenge.
Yeah.
I think, he still has his base underneath him. He's still got the incredible, mind plays, the trickery that he's got going on. And I would expect him to beat Bunny here. I think it's going to be close. I think it should go to Game 3, but I would put my money on SOS.
Now, most recently, SOS and Bunny actually did play each other in a best-of-3 qualifying series in the qualifiers for IAM Shanghai and the global qualifiers, which are both global and then also played on the Korean server. And SOS was able to take him out 2-1. So that's definitely something that, So wait a second, I had that the other way around. Bunny was able to take out SOS. So that might signal that Bunny has stepped up his game from the last time we got to see him in Stage 1 of Challenge last season, and may intimate that he is ready to go and capable of taking out monsters like SOS. But that's why we have to play these games. So let's get into our first game of Season 2 of the SSL Challenge. This is going to be us flying Better Fly onto our first map of the series. Our yellow Protoss player in the upper right-hand corner is SOS.
His opponent, the Blue Terran, it is Bunny, looking to repeat those results he got up against SOS in that best of 3. Of course, that was just a qualifier, but now we're in the real thing. I feel like Bunny definitely is one of those players to struggle with some nerve issues, but we don't have a crowd here for SSL Challenge. He's just in the booth. It definitely feels more real, but it's not 100% the same thing, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's still great experience, and it does feed into SSL Premier, so at least for the time being, it's as significant as these players can handle. Bunny, actually, I believe he actually got eliminated from GSL last season early on by SOS. I think I have that correct. But either way, these players have a little bit of a history, both recently and in the past, and so it's going to be cool to see not only their, how they match up against each other, but also what state they're in. Because for Bunny, I got a lot of skepticism for this guy. He was doing pretty well last season in the beginning, and then the mood all changed. And then he got chewed up and spit out and moved off stage. Yeah. But now he's going to be expanding while his opponent, SOS, is going for a little bit of shenaniganry.
I like that Bunny is scouting here. I mean, you're going up against SOS. You've played against this guy so many times, even back in the day on Pro League. You must have played against him a bunch. It's no secret that SOS is a very tricky player, and when you're playing PvT, this kind of open thing is, it's become even more standard. It doesn't have to be proxied all the time, but coming over here with the scout makes sure that you know what exactly you're going up against.
And so here the scout comes in. Bunny will see, cybernetics core gateway, but he won't see anything else. And that should already kind of tip him off that there is some shenanigans afoot. Anytime you walk into a Protoss base and you only see one gateway, at this point in the game, you're like, okay, well, he's not just trying to be nice to me. There's something else somewhere else, and that's what this Reaper is designed to find.
Yeah, and I do like the base at the gold too, because if you're going to go for it, you got to go for it hard, right? When you're SOS, you don't just do one proxy. You might do two. You might do a hidden base. The only thing I'm kind of scared about is that this Reaper opening that Bunny did go for is going to scout everything.
And here he is.
So he should know this is coming. I mean, he sees the Nexus 2. He knows everything that SOS is doing.
I mean, Reaper damage to buildings is not bad, so you can run it back up there and try to put damage on the pylon, but you would not be able to take it out in time. But you will see that before the Oracle completes, so already missile turrets coming up. I'm getting worried, Brendan.
He's sitting there. He's not going to make a Nexus.
There's no way he makes
a
Nexus there. Like at that.
Well, not yet. Well, not yet. We'll see.
Okay, he's pooling minerals, Valdez. He's up to 260.
No.
He's okay. He spent a little bit.
There's just no way.
That's a lot of minerals. I don't know, man.
He is saving.
He's saving minerals. Here we go. Oracle's going to run in here and we'll be pushed back, but right as we get up there, there's 400 minerals and a Nexus at the gold base.
Okay, so this is a great game to start SSL Challenge off with. We got SOS back here in Challenge. He's proxying two gold bases.
What a guy. You discover the first one and you stop scouting Valdez, but no one expects the second gold base.
And you know what? The players are doing this in PvT where they go for a very early third base. I mean, this is going on for a very long time, but when you got gold bases on the map, why go for those dull blue minerals, right? You might as well go for the shiny gold ones.
Okay, I mean, gold minerals, they're better, so why shouldn't you go mine them? I mean, it just makes perfect sense. And even though there's a second scouting SCV, this is not going to scout for anything other than a normal fast expansion. So the SCV is going to run up here and he's going to be like, hey, how many bases are up? Is he expanded again? Saving it for the later scout. But this many Oracles against not this many Marines is a little bit unexpected. So Bunny should already know that there's a lot of wackiness going on. And I think that's a good word to describe this. I could also describe it by just saying yikes a lot, but I've been instructed not to do that anymore.
Is that Haas in the booth? How many Oracles are we going to make? Okay, wait, he's making 7 more gateways. Hold the phone. Okay,
this is the
no
obvious,
more Oracles.
This is the obvious transition here, Valdez. I mean,
Bunny comes over. He's like, "Oh, you don't have a third base yet, I suppose."
So he thinks he's like getting one base, but then he scouted the gold base. So he's like, "All right, well, I just have a few more here. Look at that many Oracles." Now, yeah, you don't want to control them that way, and by control them, I mean not control them.
I think what he's trying to do is just say, the Oracles are expendable. I'm just going to trade against your Marines. If you never move out on 2 bases, then fine, I'll have 3 bases with gold minerals. So you have to move out, or you're just going to lose. And if he's got a bunch of charged zealots with that many minerals coming in, if you can consistently trade against the Marines, that bio army, which would be super strong in high numbers, is not going to be as strong because he keeps on cutting down the number. And especially when you're going against those charge lots, you definitely need a lot of Marines to deal with that. So we'll see how this does go on. The charge is about to finish, and he has finished all of his gateways, as is the way of thing. Just building mostly zealots for now. He hasn't really taken too much gas on the map at all, as you guys can see.
I mean, why do you need gas when you just take the gold minerals, man? The zealots are all you need. Speed now is less costly, more cost efficient. There we go. Yeah, Yeah, so you just get 100 gas, and then you build nothing but Zealots. And, I mean, Zealots, they're pretty good. Your opponent gets Widow Mines, they die to friendly fire. They get Siege Tanks, splash damage kills all their stuff anyway. It just makes perfect sense. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Probably because it shouldn't work. So here we go. We've got 4 Oracles still alive after losing like 2 or 3 earlier. Unfortunately, Oracle's still not good enough to kill missile turrets like that. So Has would have just kept making them by now and just killed the missile turrets anyway.
I mean, you could feel for Bunny in this situation where he didn't scout the 3rd base. He's like, okay, it's SOS. We got a crazy all-in coming. And again, he's not wrong when you see that many Zealots, but I still don't think he knows about the 3rd base because he's turtling up super hard. And finally, I think once he sees that Zealot, he should know.
Okay, but that was just a scouting Zealot. That doesn't mean there's a base there, man.
The scouting Zealot up in the top right.
The scouting Zealot and the base gold. He doesn't need to scout. 5 Oracles, a 6th one just now popping out, a 7th one queued up and on the way. I mean, I don't know about that. See, the problem with all this Oracle Zealot shenaniganry is that none of it shoots up, and there's a lot of Liberators coming down. No! There we go, 11 probe kills. Feels bad, man, if you're a probe.
And
he's going for it again. Here we go.
Is trying to drop the main now.
He's going to bury the mine where you build a natural nexus, so you won't be able to build it there. There's 2 Stalkers out, but also 2 Liberators, and I feel like that's not a good matchup for the Stalkers. They're going to fire again.
Reset. I mean, SOS, I think he thinks that the other Widow Mine was picked up, but it wasn't.
So at this point, it's probably not actually making that big a difference since all those minerals are basically mined out. This is, we use so many Banelings. I've never really had to say so many Zealots, but that is so many Zealots.
53!
53, in fact,
I don't think I've ever seen that many Zealots in one game. This is like a new thing for me.
But here's the thing about Zealots, Valdez. I feel like they're supposed to be supportive units, right?
Yeah.
You never just like win with only Zealots. So maybe somebody out there is saying, well, it's not only Zealot Trap, and he's got 8 Oracles too. Like, okay, well that's not necessarily also a unit composition we see very often, but I mean this is just a lot.
Yeah. The one thing I'm worried about for SOS is what is he going to do when he mines out of the minerals? Because, again, the gold bases, they're going to mine out faster. You have to take other bases. Unless he's just saying, I'm going to max out on this and then go for one big attack and end the game right away. I'm not sure if that's really going to work. This scan is finally going to see for sure that base is there.
Well, that Zealot didn't last very long. That Zealot didn't last. Okay, but now we have the true powerhouse of the Protoss army, the 9 Oracles. Wait, that is 9, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Did it.
You got
Counted on stream.
Big attack coming in here. He might get flanked, though. He's going to meet the Bumblebee herd of Zealots.
Well, he doesn't even have all of his Zealots in the same position. Which,
yeah,
like you
they're
said,
coming from behind. Uh-oh!
Oh, no! It turns out they can't shoot up. Sorry, guys.
Still, though, I mean, all those units are out of position, and I think he's just going to attack the front here.
This is so comical. All right, guys, there are Liberators, but are there enough? Flying all those Oracles directly into the entire Terran army. Liberators liberating, but there's just not enough freedom to go around. Or is there, Valdez?
Look at that position with the supply depots. Just going to call GG. SOS with the Super G's. Bunny stomps it out, having a little chuckle to himself, too. Rapid's mouth is agape.
What did I just watch? I am agog at the moment. I feel like there are basic rules to StarCraft, right? Like if you have a cheat code that works in Age of Empires, like Big Daddy, you don't go into StarCraft and type that in. It just doesn't work because there are things that are programmed into the games that you're kind of just expected to do, like mine minerals. You got to mine minerals. SOS says no, I don't mine the blue minerals. I mine the gold minerals. He almost completely mines out one of the gold bases. Takes the other one, but it turns out, Valdez,
so
that StarCraft is a game with more than one resource. Now we're not quite up to Age of Empires level where we've got like 4 or 5 resources. We've only got 2, and I feel like SOS kind of forgot about the other one. He had just enough gas to continue making Oracles. He then flew the...
He got charged too, and Warp Gate.
He spent at least maybe 1,000 gas that game, but we didn't get much above there. Turns out Zealots, their mortal enemy is the supply depot. And
yeah, I mean, that was very apparent in that game. Oh, boy. I feel like Bunny, you know, he kind of saw that coming. He's like, okay, I'll just turtle. If he wants to attack me and mine out his gold bases,
I feel like this is
be my guest.
This is the essence of what SSL Challenge is supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
Where you just come in, you kind of have a little bit of fun, try out your new sick builds. SOS has probably practiced that build, 100 times on the ladder, and every time the guy that he plays against just says it's not going to work this time. Well, that time it didn't work. So here we go, back at it again. Our yellow Protoss player, Jin Air Green Wings SOS.
And his opponent up in the top left, winning a pretty hilarious game. It is Bunny.
I take issue with saying that Bunny won that game, Valdez. I feel like SOS lost that game.
I think if he moves out on the map and SOS does get the surround and Bunny doesn't have enough stuff to pick up, enough medevacs, then maybe.
So if it's something you do that wins the game, like if you kill all your opponent's buildings, you win the game. Your action is the one that causes the game to end in your favor. When it's your opponent's action that causes the game to end in your favor, I feel like that's them losing. So, can we really count that as a loss, though? Because we got to witness the beauty, the future. I like to call that the Sega Dreamcast build. It's just ahead of its time, so much so that it becomes unprofitable and goes out of business because nobody buys it. So,
I mean, is there something you can do to change up that build to make it work in that situation? How about disruptors? It's like, if you want to go behind your supply depots, that's fine. I'll just blow up your entire army.
You should have just built more Panda Bear guys, man. That's the OP army. Well, where do we build nexuses? At the gold minerals. When he can't find those, he just heads straight to his opponent's side of the map and plants down a pylon. So these are not going to be cheesy gold nexuses, nexi, whatever you want to call them. This is going to be a little bit of a rush, which I feel like we should expect from SOS. Used to be called Trickster.
I mean, he's coming into these games, and I can't help but feel he's memeing a little bit. Or he must not have.
Let's
any
take the a little bit out of there.
What is this? Who does this? What is this game? This isn't the StarCraft that we love and know, right? But it is at the same time, which is what makes StarCraft great.
I'm always just so disappointed.
And SOS great.
I'm so disappointed that Artosis never has to cast these games, because at this point, I just really want to see, the brilliant minds of today. There's like an NSA safe house with all these great StarCraft bonjois in the basement. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Bunny. Yeah, you're learning. He sees no nexus, and he's like, okay,
yeah.
What is he doing this time?
I can't even. Well, anyway, so there's this NSA safe house with all these StarCraft bonjois, and their entire job, not to save the planet, not to protect, freedom or, the righteous way or anything like that. Their job is just to analyze builds like this and ask the question, why? That's what I'm doing right now. I could easily qualify for that job because I'm just so confused.
Well, it is a double immortal rush, and Bunny is about to see it. And
no, don't worry. It's
it kind of just gives that blink of like, what the hell?
It's N Halo.
What is it? Am I playing on the ladder? Is this really SSL Challenge?
Well, hey, I mean, if you just want to kill supply depots really fast and get revenge on them for ruining your last game, Immortals are a pretty good way to do that. And why stop at 1, Valdez? One is, in fact, the loneliest number.
Yeah, you got to make more than 1, of course.
Indeed. The power of friendship.
This is like SOS saying, oh, those zealots, those weren't good. Let's go higher tech. Let's make only Immortals this time. And let's see how this does. I mean, with Barrier against only Marines, it is going to be pretty decent. Denies 1 bunker from going up. You can see these Immortals still have a bunch of shields left.
I mean, this actually looks like not bad. Okay.
Backs off. He wants to save the shields, and he has 2 more coming.
I was going to say Valdez. Yeah. Well, this is the precursor. This is the I don't know what you want to call this. The appetizer to our main dish of the next 2.
Wait, why does he go for the bunker that has people repairing it?
You can kill it faster than they can repair. So
I guess so, but he is going to be swarmed here. SCV's coming out. Again, just trying to scuttle away with his little immortal legs.
It turns out Marines are pretty good, man.
Yeah. I was beginning to question, as you said, ask the question why, and I was like, oh, this isn't bad. Maybe this is the new Rush or something. I'm not really impressed so far.
Every game any Terran player plays against SOS, you just build like a Banshee because he just hates these units that shoot up. He's like, all right, let me go for Zealots, let me go for Oracles. Now I'm mixing in Immortals. And he did finally build a Sentry Valdez. Those do in fact shine their bat lights up to the sky in hopes of dealing damage one day. That day never comes, but he's building.
You spoiled the movie.
Oh, whoops!
That Sentry just died.
Well, I hate to spoil.
Never lived to see his damage mean anything.
I hate to spoil the movie that is this game.
Oh no!
Oh,
no! Please
no!
Oh man! I can't even believe this right now. He's going up the ramp. Here we go, guys. Took out the tank.
He's going up the ramp. He's going back down the.
Well, he did force the CC to lift. That is important. 2 more Immortals coming out.
I mean,
he's still on 1 base.
How many Immortals?
Another Warp Prism on the way.
Does SOS need? The answer is 1 more, or 2 more in this.
Yeah.
He's got to build another Warp Prism first.
Does Bunny have Stim? I guess maybe he doesn't.
No, he's been reactoring. I don't think he has Stim. He doesn't have combat shields, that's for sure.
Because I think if you just get enough Marines with Stim, you just...
What if you have
Stim
1
down the
Immortal for every Marine, Valdez?
Well, in that case...
I feel like that's a pretty good way to do things, right?
Okay, he's making a tech lab. Here we go.
All right.
It's on the way, guys.
I think he just realized he just needed as many Marines as possible. It didn't really matter how good or bad they were.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay, the elevator up here, and with the barrier, doing a number to these Marines. The SCV's pulled off the line for just an instant before Bunny realizes that he's totally fine.
Indeed he is, Valdez. He's just chilling. I mean, he may only have 1 base at this point, but he's going to have double worker production, and he can, in fact, make as many Marines as he wants, and there's basically no way for SOS to get up there. He's got a Siege Tank coming in from behind, and even though...
Oh, the Warp Prism.
Oh, wow, he actually does get up the ramp and kill the Siege Tank. That's pretty good.
Those Immortals still decently healthy. The 2 in the front. He's just got to micro those back, and we got more Immortals on the way. SOS
There's no
going
way.
for the win.
If at any point SOS looks remotely close to winning this game,
hey, that time is now. But again, Bunny is making a Liberator. That'll be a bit of a problem for these Immortals. And SOS, I think he overstepped his boundaries this time. Gonna lose 2 Immortals. 1 more is very, very close.
Stim not even close to finishing, so these are very slow, very vulnerable Marines, but they can still walk forward, Valdez. And I feel like that's really what's catching SOS off guard.
Once the Liberator finishes, I think the game just ends.
No, you just walk past it.
But again, you're gonna take a lot of damage, as long as Bunny doesn't overextend.
You mean by doing things like walking up this ramp? Like he's about to?
I mean, Bunny overextends, like, down the ramp. Like, he just needs to buy time to hold the ramp with this Liberator, and then he's fine.
He's just a Liberator.
You just slowly push it out.
Oh, Immortal.
Okay, he's about to have stims. He's making a medevac. And, okay, gonna start picking away at some buildings.
But he tricked the Liberator into moving away from the ramp, and now he can push up it even more, and now he goes around. He's gonna try to kill the engineering bay. All right, guys.
Rapid can't even contain his,
his
happiness right now.
If you ever wondered, what is this SSL challenge tournament? You know, what is it really about? Well, you just watch this game. You know instantly.
It's series number 1, right? This is what it's all about. I'm so glad we have SOS here. Okay, Bunny finishes stim and he pushes forward.
The surprise stim is the deadliest.
But he only has 7 Marines left.
Wait, that's an empty medevac.
The medevac is going across the map.
There's no
SOS is expanding. I think he's going to win this game.
Yeah, but there's no Marines in the medevac.
Yeah, I know. It's an empty medevac.
Well, I feel like there's supposed to be stuff in it, though, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I mean,
I'm aware.
I'm not good enough to play in the caster tournament, but I am good enough to know you should put stuff in your medevac.
What a fake drop that was. That faked me out.
Okay, if he just put anything in there, I feel like he definitely could have, gotten some sizable gains.
Bunny's about to run out of mining. I think he loses this game. I was so sure. Okay, you just get stim. You get
okay.
you get a okay. The SCVs are pulled off the line, but with the Warp Prism and all these Immortals, I think we've just reached the tipping point.
Bunny has 16 SCVs. You know, I guess I didn't focus on exactly how many SCVs he was losing earlier, because he was, you know,
He was at like 28.
he was fighting good fights with them, but I guess, you know, when you lose those, you don't have them anymore, right, Valdez? Is that good analysis? I think I figured it out.
Yeah.
All right.
I do like that.
Sweet. All right, I don't even know anything anymore. My entire life is a lie. My life has no meaning or purpose. I just get to watch double proxy robotics facilities win games here. And yeah, you're right. Absolutely. There it is.
Look
GG.
at Bunny's face again. That tells the story. SOS is like, yeah, I'm a pro gamer. This is what I do.
Do we have an achievement for that? Actually, I think we only have achievements for SSL Premier, right? Well, if we want to bring over a few, I feel like we have to have an achievement for that. Next season, there's a special achievement: win games from double proxy robo bays.
It was I
don't know, guys.
Good game. That was a good game.
Is that what it was, Valdez?
I enjoyed that game a lot, actually.
I don't know. I feel like
I know the Twitch stream was down for a while, but I'm sure you guys were jumping streams and stuff.
So immediately after the games, our video editing team cuts the VODs up into videos, and then they upload them to Esports TV on YouTube. I'm just gonna go find that little VOD, then drag it right over into my Artosis Cacao chat, and be like,
Yeah.
top games.
He's the
of our
first
time.
one that's got to see that.
Just
game.
so he knows when he sees these plays in GSL.
Yeah,
SSL.
I mean, he's busy, raising his pro gamer team right now.
That's right.
But when he wakes up in the morning at a normal human time, he's got to watch that VOD. He needs to watch that VOD because
there's plenty of normal humans watching this broadcast, Bruno.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, this is actually on at a good time for both America and Europe.
Yeah, well, I think it's a little bit early for a lot of places in America, but for everywhere in Europe, at least, it's super fine. I think it's on.
Starts at 6 a.m. on the east on the West Coast.
Are you one of those 6
America?
a.m. people, Valdez?
No, I'm not one of those.
Okay, yeah, me neither.
No, not me.
I woke up at 4 p.m. today, so.
Wow.
That's my life right now. Here we go.
are professionals.
Well, speaking of professionals, Valdez, we have two consummate professionals here in our booth, and they'll be playing a little bit later. These guys...
Bunny's still laughing. He can't handle it.
Have one more game against each other, but I think we all wish they had a lot more. So let's go ahead and get ready for our final game of our first best-of-3 series. An SSL challenge. It's SOS versus Bunny. Now, this is Abyssal Reef. Maybe it should be called Abysmal Reef, depending on which builds we see. First, we're going to Fly Better Fly introducing our yellow Protoss player. He is SOS.
And his opponent, it is Bunny, going for something new.
Here's Bunny.
He actually looks mad.
Oh, he's going for it.
Yeah.
No, you do not respect the bunny. I think there's a song about the bunny.
The bunny?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I love the bunny. I don't love my mom or my dad, just the bunny. It's a song. Go Google it. You'll find it.
What was that guy on when he was making that song? That's what I want to know.
Probably VeggieTales, but you know.
Okay.
All right, so the biggest thing to watch out for here is the sad look that's going to come across SOS's face when he has to go up against somebody who's willing to meme him back just as hard. And I think Bunny, he's got the fiery vengeance of deadly memes in his eyes, Valdez. Watch SOS just try to expand right here.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's doing it.
Oh, SOS. Oh, I'm just going to play a normal game, guys. No, that's not how it works, SOS.
He's like, yeah, I got one win. Now it's time to play
normal. There are consequences for your actions. And he's about to face the fiery wrath of a proxy barracks. Now, how hard are we going here? All right, it's, yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
All right. So,
I thought it was just going to be Proxy Reaper, but Bunny, he just got double Robo Proxy.
No,
right?
no,
As
we're going
said,
all the way.
You got to bring it to the next level here, Bunny.
This is going to be like a proxy Destiny Cloud Fist build here. We're just building it all right there. And, I mean, I think we're all agreeing that SOS is just never going to take a third base this game. So you should probably just put it right there. Or, you know, maybe in a place where you would take a fourth or a fifth base. You never know with SOS. No base is safe, Valdez. He can build it in your natural. He can build it at both gold bases. Nobody knows. Sorry, I'm just a little bit incensed.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. And Bunny, he didn't actually make a Reaper. He just made a reactor from that barracks. He's going to start making a heli. Okay, Cyclones.
Yeah, but
This
where's
makes
the
more sense.
starport? That's what we're looking for, Valdez.
Coming up soon, looks like. That SCV is sticking around for now.
If you wanted to build a Ghost Academy for no reason right now as well, also a possibility. You know, you ever heard people say this thing? They say, you know, you never know. I feel like that's where we're at right now.
You know, you never know.
You know, you never know.
The scout.
Ah, he found it.
That's
the mystery's been solved.
Yeah, I mean, that's important. You need to set up your pylons now.
Well, here we
go. To prepare immediate chrono boost on that first mothership core to come out. Might not be the last.
I feel like the Cyclone is pretty much the Terran Immortal, right? I mean, it doesn't have the shields or anything, but it's got the plus armor damage. You know, it's just going to be coming up here, busting stuff. The pylon on the ramp goes down. Every probe dies instantaneously.
Yeah, basically the same thing, Rapid. I mean, it's basically the same unit. Okay, coming up the ramp. Except the Cyclones are even better, it seems. He can even repair them.
Yeah, so right now we're just going to focus on the ninth number in the English number counting system. Also the German word for no, as in, can you win this game, SOS?
There you have it.
There's no chance.
Even a bunker for his 2 Marines.
Where's the mules? Okay, we're not complete without mules.
Immortal coming out.
Oh, no.
This is his chance. But it's being focused down. He's microing it back. He's trying his hardest, but it gets taken out.
Literally against the wall and continuing to micro those.
Get in there, Mothership Core.
Now, yeah, little do they know that, you know, that Mothership Core is basically invincible because Cyclones can't deal damage to area. And now 2 more.
He can just focus down the pylon. That's going to be it. GG. Bunny takes game 3.
The arc of the universe, Valdez, does in fact bend towards justice. Bunny is our, I'm doing some air double quotes right now, winner tonight. He has taken out and eliminated the monster that is SOS. How did he do it?
I think that's the most ridiculous series I've ever cast. In my career of casting, that just made my day. That was really good. I like that.
Every time I see a warning hot label on a cup of coffee, I always wonder, you know, under what circumstances would you need to put that there? Well, I feel like saying don't try this at home goes without saying equally as well here in tonight's games. You know, I feel like even though there's no more Fun Day Mondays out there, if you wanted to just submit this build randomly to that email address, it would spawn many videos. So we're going to take a quick break, think about our lives and our life decisions. We'll be right back with game number 2, the SSL Challenge.
Things turn, send a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Oh, oh.